Alright guys, I am back with my review of this week's WWE Friday Night Smackdown for September 6th, 2013. And the show starts off with Mr. H's in the ring. All them H's. And he's got all the wrestlers on the ramp. And he says that they can all come up and give their opinions on how he's running the show. And he wants them to all be honest with him and just tell them how they really feel. So of course nobody wants to do this because they know they'll get fired if they do, like Cody Rhodes. Where's my other string thing? Oh, here it is. So Damien Sandow goes first, and of course he praises Triple H. 3MB praised Triple H. Kofi Kingston says he doesn't like it. RVD says he doesn't like it. Ryback says he's pissed off. Everybody thinks he's a bully for the way he beat up Dolph, but it wasn't his fault that Ambrose attacked Dolph from behind. And some of these promos, the RVD promo and the 3MB promo especially, were pretty damn bad. But Triple H says, you know what? I thank you for your honesty. Kofi will get a match against Curtis Axel later, non-title. Dolph Ziggler will get a rematch against Ryback, and RVD will get a match against Randy Orton right now. Alright, so it's Randy Orton versus RVD. Good match here, but Del Rio on commentary, damn. I don't know what the hell he was talking about half the time. Talking about what RVD means in Spanish. Nobody knew what he meant by that, really. It was actually kind of funny because it was so bad. But good match here. Del Rio throws Ricardo into the ring post. RVD dives on top of him. Then Orton hits the drop down DDT on RVD from the apron to the floor, throws him in, hits the RKO, gets the win. Afterwards, Del Rio beats up RVD and puts him in the cross arm breaker. RVD still never tapped out or anything. He just kind of started screaming. I guess he wants to make sure he still looks strong, but I thought this was good stuff. Then we see Daniel Bryan cut a promo. He's supposed to pick a member of the Shield who he wants to face tonight. And he just says that it doesn't matter who he picks, the other two are going to get involved. So he's going to leave it up to the Shield to decide who wants to get beat up first. Then AJ's backstage, and she runs into Layla, Alicia Fox, and Oksana. So they're kind of like the little heel diva group. And she says, you know what, these total divas, they have no talent, and I'd much rather defend the title against one of you girls. And they're like, yeah, it should be one of us. And she kind of riles them up, and then she says, I have an idea, and then it cuts away. So it's Dolph versus Ryback, and Dean Ambrose comes out to do commentary. I thought he did a pretty good job with that. But I didn't think about a Ambrose-Ziggler feud. And this has a lot of potential to just be a really awesome feud between these two, if that's the direction they're going, and it's pretty clear that it is. So it'll probably be Ambrose defending the U.S. title against Dolph at Night of Champions. And there was a point in this match where Dolph chases Ambrose around the announce table. Ryback clotheslines Dolph, throws him in, his shell-shocked for the win. But I'm actually pretty excited about seeing an Ambrose-Ziggler feud here. I just saw a fan with a sign that says, I'm a Todd Gordon guy. And the fan that's dressed like Damien Sandow looks more like a terrorist. But we get Curtis Axel versus Kofi Kingston. Fans were really behind Axel here, but they were in Minnesota, so it's not surprising. They wanted the perfect plex. They didn't get it. And Kofi ends up winning with the SOS. And at first, I wasn't really into this match for obvious reasons. They don't do anything with Kofi Kingston, and short of turning him heel, I don't think they ever will be able to do anything with him. I think too much time has passed, and maybe if they turn him heel, they can get something out of him, but I think Kofi's probably going to end up just like Yoshitatsu or JTG or one of those guys, Curtis Hawkins, or who else is there? Zack Ryder. But anyways, the match actually ended up being pretty good here, and Kofi was doing a lot of athletic stuff, and I enjoyed this match, and the fans being into it definitely helped here. And after Kofi beats him, Paul Heyman's holding the Intercontinental title and he just lets it fall in disbelief. So that was pretty funny. Alright, they show the Bray Wyatt video where they're talking about Kane again. And I like the Bray Wyatt family, I really do. But this is like 2 weeks of videos, I think, where they haven't done anything else. I know they had that match against Tons of Funk, and I can't remember if that was last week's SmackDown or what, but it just feels like eventually these guys have to do something. They took out Kane. That's it. So I really hate to see these guys who make good videos, but it's actually going to end up hurting them because people are just going to think all they are these videos. And they've beat down Tons of Funk a couple times now, so why not just eliminate them? Well, I guess they can't do that because they need to have a way for the Funkadactyls to be on TV every single week. But they have to do something. Take out somebody else or start a new feud immediately because this is not going to work forever. It's already been far too long that they've just been doing videos. So I hate to see that. And as soon as they showed that, I was like, oh my god, are you serious? Another video? I expected them to do something on SmackDown this week at least if they weren't going to do anything on Raw, but it's just another video. So Paul Heyman cuts a promo about how CM Punk is threatening to kick his ass and tear him limb from limb, and now he's nervous about this because Axel just lost his match. Then we get Naomi versus Brie Bella, and Nikki Bella's out there, Ariana or Cameron of the Funkadactyls is out there too, and eventually AJ runs out with Oksana, Layla. Layla's wearing these furry Bruiser Brody boots and Alicia Fox. And they beat down the Total Divas girls and lay them out. So this is like the new heel group of the Divas, which I like. I think it's cool they're actually doing something like this with the division. And AJ just holds up the Divas title. So I thought this was pretty good stuff here. I only wish that Eva Marie and JoJo were out there to get their asses kicked too. That's the only thing that was disappointing about this. But otherwise it was pretty good. The Real Americans, Jack Swagger and Antonio Cesaro, face the Usos here. Match was alright. Swagger pushes one of the Usos off the top rope into Cesaro's big uppercut, so the Real Americans get the win, and they're probably building them up so that the Los Matadores can feud with them and eventually beat them, is my guess. Will you look at this shit right here? It only came with one stick. Can you believe that? So, Triple H is backstage with the Big Show, and he tells him that he needs to get some of his aggression out. So he puts him in a match against 3MB, and he tells him to treat them like human stress balls. So the Big Show goes out there, destroys 3MB, knocks out Heath Slater. Then the Shield comes out, and Triple H has Big Show leave. Daniel Bryan comes out. It's Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins. They had a good match here. The Shield ends up getting involved, of course, but Daniel Bryan fights them off. He hits a dive on Roman Reigns, hits an arm drag on Ambrose on the outside, and he hits Rollins with a flying knee for the win. And the Shield hits the ring, and Daniel Bryan escapes. And he's walking up the ramp doing his yes thing, and there was like a minute left in the show, and I was thinking, okay, they're finally going to end the show with Daniel Bryan looking strong. A lot of people have been getting pissed off about the fact that Daniel Bryan's just been getting beat up every single week. So this would make those fans happy. It would make Daniel Bryan look strong. But no, Randy Orton comes out and lays him out with the title again and just stands over him. That's how the show ended. But I have to say, this was a pretty good SmackDown this week. I liked a lot of this stuff. You get the beginnings of a Ambrose-Dolph Ziggler feud. Daniel Bryan, I still thought he looked strong out there, taking on the entire Shield by himself and winning the match. I liked that. So there was definitely some positive moments in this week's episode of SmackDown. Definitely check this one out. And that's pretty much it. I guess the go-home show for Night of Champions is Monday, so they're probably going to announce the Ambrose-Ziggler match then, and I'll probably do my predictions video Tuesday night for Night of Champions. But yeah, good SmackDown this week. So that's my review. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on this week's show in the comments, and thanks for watching. Bye. Austin says he doesn't like it. RVD says he doesn't like it. Ryback says he's pissed off. Everybody thinks he's a bully for the way he beat up Dolph, but it wasn't his fault that Ambrose attacked Dolph. Alright guys, I am back with my review of this week's WWE Friday Night Smackdown for September 6th, 2013. And the show starts off with Mr. He wants them to all be honest with him and just tell him how they really feel. So of course nobody wants to do this because they know they'll get fired if they do, like Cody Rhodes. Where's my other string thing? Oh, here it is. So Damian Sandow goes first, and of course he praises Triple H. 3MB praised Triple H. Kofi Kingston's H's in the ring. All them H's. And he's got all the wrestlers on the ramp. And he says that they can all come up and give their opinions on how he's running the show and